In this video, I want to show you some of the local area around my house in Okishi in Hokkaido. The local area has so much going for it. There are so many things to do, Lake Toya, Mount Usu, Nordetsu, yeah, heaps of stuff. So hopefully this will give you an idea of what's available, because if you're going to buy a house in Japan, you might as well live in a place that has a lot going for it. And where my place is in Hokkaido, it certainly has a lot going for it. So let's go. I just bought some strawberries from a local farmer here, and Sato-san, and they are so delicious. You often get strawberries in Australia and they're picked unripe and they just don't have much taste. But these ones, fantastic. So sweet. They really take pride in their stuff here. This little cafe is kind of interesting because it's a hippie come vegan come to Jesus type place, and it's got a policy of not allowing you to use any device that showers radiation. So what they do is they ask you if you have a mobile phone, and if you do, they ask you to turn it off and put it in this sealed bag which is supposed to prevent radiation, which is why I don't have any photos of the inside of the cafe. And they don't even use a microwave in the cafe. So the food takes a little while, but actually the food's very, very good. Just don't drink the chai tea, it's pretty terrible. But otherwise, yeah, very nice. They also have books to read, but most of them are Japanese, so you might want to bring along your own book since you won't be able to check your phone. And here's the menu. The keema curry was great. There's also the Hallelujah Cafe, which is only a few minutes drive from my place, but there isn't much information about it on the internet, and when I went there it was closed because it's only open on the weekend. But it's got great reviews and seems to be somewhat locally famous. Drive-in Izumi is only about 5 minutes away and stays open till late, and the food is pretty good. Also about 5 minutes away is Orata restaurant, and it has very nice interior setting, and the food there is also pretty good. But it only opens for about 4 hours around lunchtime and then closes early if the food runs out. About half an hour away on the other side of Lake Toya is the Yukana Vietnamese restaurant, which is really, really nice. I really enjoyed it there. They even have Vietnamese coffee, which is fantastic. And the interior is nice too. I just had the best Vietnamese meal here at this little restaurant called Yukana, and it's on the shores of Lake Toya. It's fantastic, and they even have Vietnamese coffee. This is a really unexplored, I don't know if it's unexplored by Japanese people, but certainly by foreign tourists. This place is fantastic around Lake Toya, and it's only 24, be about half an hour from my house, I suppose. Fantastic. Yeah, love it, love it. And it's quiet, and it's got these incredible views of the lake. I'll give you a look. In Lake Toya itself, there are plenty of restaurants, including this yakitori izakaya, which was very nice as well. This one as well, which we spent a lot of time at because the food was very good and it was not very expensive either. Lake Toya was the result of a massive volcanic eruption about 110,000 years ago, and then gradually water filled up the caldera that was formed from the explosion, which formed Lake Toya. Then around 40 to 50,000 years ago, volcanic activity formed Nakajima Island in the middle of the lake. And this lake is around 43 kilometers in circumference, which is why they hold the Lake Toya Marathon there each year, which is about the same distance. It's very pretty along here, and there's lots of restaurants and things to see. This is only about 25 minutes from my place. And they have a very nice coffee shop here in the Lakeside Terrace Hotel, which we've just dropped into for a morning coffee. but it also has this really nice library where you can just kind of chill out and read really great books and picture books about the area and about Japan in general. They light the place up, especially in winter. You can go out on these boats and every night they have fireworks, which is pretty cool. Mount Usuzu is an active volcano not far from Lake Toya, and it last erupted in the year 2000, and before that back in the 1940s. You can go and visit and you can still see steam rising, and it will probably erupt again at some time in the future. Last time it erupted, it sent volcanic ash as far as Sahoro, which is about 80 kilometers away. However, eruptions are often preceded by earthquakes, usually some days in advance, and that's allowed people to evacuate before the main eruption occurs. So because of that, there are no official casualties from the last 100-year eruptions. Otherwise, the mountain is very calm. Volcanic activity has given birth to the beautiful scenery of Toya, and its hot springs are created by the volcanic activity. After each day's work, we come here to the onsen to soak in the hot tub. And this one's got an outdoor one where you look out over the lake. It's pretty cool and very good for our muscles. Toya Onsen is a touristy hot spring resort town along the shore of Lake Toya, just at the foot of Mount Usuzu. Several large hotels stand right alongside the lake, and they have hot springs in them with beautiful views of the lake. You can use them as a tourist without staying at the hotel, and it only costs about $5 to $10. Toyora is the nearest large town to my place, about 11 minutes away, and just outside of Toyora is this sort of souvenir shop come observation tower. From here you can see the view along the coast. There's even a kids' playground nearby. Pretty cool one too. Heading west from my place, about 7 minutes away, there's a little fishing port called Rebang. And along the way, it's an area that's really renowned for sea kayaking. And you've got all these little coves and beaches, and there's even caves. When you get to Rebang itself, there's a really cool camping site which has sort of like tiny homes that you can stay in, and there's also even surfing. I'm on my way up to the Windsor Hotel, which is this hotel, as far as I understand it, that is a ski resort in the winter, and it overlooks Lake Toya. Looked pretty cool from the photos, so I thought I'd check it out. And also my wife's birthday is coming up in August, which is when we'll be back here, and so I thought I would take her there for dinner, maybe. We'll just see what it's like. But the area around here is so rich in vegetation, you know, compared to, say, Australia. From a survival point of view, which is something that I taught for many years, it would be a lot easier up here from what I've seen, and the wild food that's available. The only downside would be in winter. The Windsor Hotel looks like it should be in a Bond film. It's like the evil lair of an evil mastermind who's trying to take over the world. I'm only in the parking lot of the Windsor Hotel, but you get a pretty good view from the parking lot. And down over here is Lake Toya. Gorgeous. It's a big place. It looks like you could drive a bus in here. I suppose that's where they drop off a whole bunch of Chinese or foreign tourists. Pretty massive place. I haven't reached the entrance yet. This is a beautiful hotel with amazing views. That's Lake Toya down there. And I'm at the back of the hotel, but it's gorgeous inside. I'll show you in a minute. I did check out a couple of the restaurants there and they were very nice, but when I looked at the menu I misread the prices and I thought that the meal was like $30, $36 per person, and that seemed really cheap. I thought, wow, that's incredible for a place that's as classy as this. But when I actually went back and had a look again online to check the menu, I found out that it was actually $300 per person, or $360 per person, and I thought that's a little bit crazy, so I decided against it. But we will do something different and cheaper. You may remember my wishful thinking that a bear had attacked my packages I left on the veranda at my house. We decided to take a break from renovations since our bodies are sore and painful, and we decided to come to the Nordetsu bear park because I'm sure this is where the bear is that attacked my packages, and we'll find him. There's a ropeway that goes up the mountain, and that's where the bears are. I'll give you a look around. Of course, there's the ubiquitous souvenir shop, but we didn't spend very much time there. And they have a bear museum, which is pretty cool, where you can learn a lot about the bear. And this particular bear is called Ursus arctos in Latin, the brown bear. And they have lots of displays, and because the Ainu people are the original inhabitants up here, they have a display incorporating some of their stuff because they used to revere the bear and they used to hunt it, or hunt them. This is some of their gear, their weapons. A lot of work tanning a bear skin. And some of their food, a lot of it not very appealing. That there is thinly sliced liver, which is eaten raw with salt. That's bear meat from the base of the foot, which is given to the most revered people in the village for some reason. Meat and vegetables. And this is brains and tongue of the bear that have been beaten and pounded and then served. I could never make it as an owner. They even have a gift shop where you can buy lots of bear products and gifts with Ainu patterns on them, and you can even buy a pair of underpants with a bear on them. And we're now at the cafe, and they have some interesting food. What do you think of the bear park, James? He seems a bit frenetic, doesn't he? Maybe that's what chipmunks are usually like, I don't know. Or maybe he's having a psychotic episode from being trapped in a cage. They even had a duck race that you could bet on.
Whatちらかというとちょっと小柄なタイプのクマさんとなります。大きいクマさんですと年下の3歳でも180センチぐらいのクマさんがいたりしますので、って言っていたら今から方も開けてくれましたね。
They even had a recreated Ainu village, which was pretty interesting too, to see how the Ainu people lived. And so we bid a fond farewell to the Nordetsu Bear Park, which was lots of fun. Did you enjoy it, James?
I did.
That was good.
Goodbye, Kuma-san.
Kuma is Japanese for bear. We enjoyed our stay at the Nordetsu Bear Park, but I wouldn't say it was the most humane place for the bears. They're living in like concrete enclosures. There is a much better place further along, about 3 hours from my place, called Sahoro Bear Mountain Research Center, where the bears live in a much more natural environment. So, you know, that bear park was great, enjoyed our time there, but if you're going to support that kind of thing, you might be better off going to the Sahoro Bear Mountain Research Center. We didn't go because we didn't know about it at the time, and it's 3 hours away from my place, so something to think about. Remember those boxes that I said were attacked by the bear? Well, it was actually more likely this guy. It's a Japanese weasel. What a beautiful looking animal, eh? I love my house in Japan. If you'd also like to buy a cheap house in Japan, an akiya, then I suggest that you sign up for my 7-step email, which will send you an email every day guiding you through the process of what you need to know and what you need to do in order to buy a cheap house in Japan. It's totally free. All you have to do is send an email to akiyajourney@gmail.com. And in the subject line, just say, email me, and you'll start receiving those emails. If you're enjoying these videos and you feel you're getting something from them, please like, subscribe, and share. If you subscribe, you'll get updates when the next video is ready. I'm putting them out every 3 weeks. And if you follow along with them, you too could have a house in Japan. Good luck with it.